I'm Carol Kiddo Jr. with the news. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Connect PNG board fails to establish trust account, legal fraternity told to uphold integrity, and PNG Hekari yet to record a win. The National Department of Health has confirmed that the recent Nipah virus cases reported in India do not pose an immediate threat to Papua New Guinea at this stage. On 26 January 2026, India notified the World Health Organization through an international health regulations notification about 2 confirmed Nipah virus cases in West Bengal. Both patients were healthcare workers who were quickly identified and isolated, and extensive contract tracing has found no secondary cases to date. WHO has assessed the risk of international spread, including to PNG, as low and has not recommended any travel or trade restrictions. Member of the Public Accounts Committee, Joseph Yopi, has questioned State Solicitor Daniel Rolpagarea over the continued clearance of contracts under the Connect PNG program, despite concerns about possible breaches of the 2021 Connect PNG Act. During the inquiry, Yopi raised serious concerns about compliance with the legal framework governing spending under programs since 2021.
During the inquiry into the Department of Works and Highways, specifically in the Connect PNG project, member of the Public Accounts Committee, Joseph Yopi raised serious concerns about compliance with the legal framework governing spending under the program since 2021. He questioned why contracts were being approved when key legal requirements had not been fulfilled.
You are all senior advisors to the government. And I want to ask the State Sol particularly, you are the one responsible for clearing all the contracts that were going out. What makes you to just blindly clear the contracts when you know that the act, we haven't fulfilled the act? And why can't you advise the government to put on hold in all the spendings that we've been doing since 2021?
He added that the committee wanted clear reasons for continued spending when the proper governance process and structural framework were either weak or absent. In response, State Solicitor Daniel Rolpagarea said he only clears contracts when funds are available.
I do that after finding out that there is money lawfully available, which means that if there is authorization in the budget that this is the money for Connect PNG, I clear the contract.
He further stated that he follows government policy directives to structure contracts in the best interest of the people. Deputy Chairman Kit E. Duhu added from Yopi's question motion, inquiring into the criteria that State Solicitor Rolpagarea uses to clear other contracts.
Where there is expression of tenders, I'm in interest, and then it comes through technical evaluations, comes through to the National Procurement Board. Well, the process starts with the relevant government agency, Deputy Chairman, and then it ends up with NPC, and if it's an amount that requires cabinet, it comes through me to clear it to cabinet. So I see all the statutory requirements, and importantly, I also ask that is there money available for this purpose? If there is no money, I'm asking the relevant agency to go to the authority APC committee, which is chaired by Treasury. Please waste the money, and I don't clear until I get the APC, and then I send it to cabinet.
He added that the same criteria are also used to clear contracts when it comes to Connect PNG project. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
The parliamentary inquiry into the Department of Works and Highways over the implementation of the Connect PNG program revealed that the Connect PNG board failed to establish a trust account in breach of the Connect PNG Infrastructure Development Authority Act 2021. An inquiry into the Connect PNG program held today under the chairmanship of Freddie Kumai found that the board did not set up a special purpose bank account required to manage and safeguard funds dedicated to the Connect PNG program.
Since 2021, when the Connect PNG Implementation and Funding Arrangements Act was established to guide the 20-year development of multi-billion initiative, the parliamentary inquiry revealed today that the board responsible for Connect PNG failed to establish a trust account. The account is required to manage and safeguard funds dedicated solely to the Connect PNG program. This lapse has raised serious concerns among members of the Permanent Parliamentary Committee regarding transparency, accountability, and the proper use of public funds. PAC member Douglas Tumorisa strongly criticized the board of its failure to comply with the act. He stressed that the absence of a trust account undermines financial oversight of the multi-billion Kina infrastructure program. Tumorisa said while he supported the establishment of the board to oversee the project, failing to create the trust account amounted to a clear violation of the law.
Let me put it to you all that we've allowed this thing to happen at the expense of the people of Papua New Guinea. Yeah. You are held responsible, you all are held responsible for non-compliance of this act. And would you all agree with me that you have failed to uphold the Act 2021 that was passed by Parliament? That number one, you established the board and you've done that. Okay. But you haven't done the money part of it. Money is supposed to be packed into this trust account. And you've given us that guarantee today.
Public Accounts Committee Chairman Freddie Kumai requested that after a month, the trust account must be made readily available to ensure transparency and accountability prevail in the 20-year journey of Connect PNG.
And we have to make a ruling that we'll give you a month to go back, Chairman. You make sure that the trust fund has to be established, and you have to inform the committee. In March, we should get a final report presented to the Parliament, informing the Parliament that the program now has been properly been complied with.
Meanwhile, Secretary for Finance Samuel Peñas assured the committee that a trust account would be established immediately following the hearing.
Maybe too soon, cannot be able to come tomorrow. So I ask if I can be able to work that process until Friday. Definitely you'll get it. Let me work the process. It's not just straightforward that I come back to you. I'll have to get the paperwork done, push it through the system, and then come back to you. So we'll work that process. I'll await instructions from Works to start up that process. Maybe it's an oversight that we have not done so. Happy to work that process and get that thing corrected, and let's move in the direction according to law.
Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
The National Capital District 2026 legal year officially opened today under the theme Preserve, Maintain and Improve.
The 2026 legal year opening was officiated with a mini parade which saw judges, lawyers and judicial staff march at the front of Parliament House into the new court premises for the dedication service, followed by short speeches. Chief Justice Segib Salika acknowledged the judiciary for their tireless effort in making the 2025 legal year a success and hopes this year will be the same.
It's improving. Our last year's performance report is much better than all the other years of performance by the judges, and so I must congratulate our judges for the hard work they put last year. Last year's performance results are exceedingly very good, and so we intend to raise it up to another level this year. With your help, with your assistance, with all of you lawyers helping us, we will be able to get there.
Salika emphasizes on the importance of working together as the main priority for this year to improve the standard of the judiciary.
One group of people trying to ensure that the work is done. that the legal work that is in in the registry office and in our offices are completed within a reasonable time. And that's our aim will be our aim this year, so that we can do better this year than last year.
Speaking on behalf of the lawyers, the PNG Law Society President Hubert Namani raised concerns about the delays in court proceedings, particularly delayed delivery of judgments.
Concerns raised by members of the bar and the public is delay, particularly delay in delivery of judgments. Chief Justice, I say this with respect for the burden of the bench. Delayed judgments undermine confidence in the judiciary and weaken the rule of law. In practice, delays have real human cost. Families remain unresolved, business collapse, land disputes escalate, and people die while waiting for decisions.
Namani issued a strong call for a renewed national commitment to the rule of law, judicial independence, ethical legal practice, and accountability.
Believe in our courts as the place where justice is found. Do offenders still fear the law? Do public leaders still respect institutions? Because the rule of law is not an academic concept. It is the difference between safety and lawlessness, prosperity and poverty, order and chaos, confidence and fear.
In response to the concern raised about the delay of judgments, Salika said judgments are delayed due to the late submissions from the lawyers. This can only be addressed if lawyers file submissions quickly for a fast proceedings and judgment.
I agree entirely with your issue of delay. Now let me put it this way. Delay after a judge hears the court case, a delay after that, that's judicial delay. Yes. I agree with that. Delay before, after the matter starts, up to trial. Who's delaying it? Lawyers. You must also be honest with yourself.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The PNG Law Society will introduce compulsory continuing legal education starting in 2027, requiring lawyers to accumulate approved points as part of practicing certificate requirements. The president of PNG Law Society, Hubert Namani, says this is to ensure lawyers are competent, maintain professionalism, and provide quality of legal services in Papua New Guinea.
In this spirit, I wish to make an important announcement that compulsory continuing legal education is coming in 2027. Every lawyer will be required to actively participate in approved CLE initiatives and accumulate points to qualify for practicing certificates in the preceding year. This is not intended as a burden, but as a necessary step to raise competence, professionalism, and the quality of legal services in our country. To clean its own house. The Papua New Guinea Law Society is committed to strengthening disciplinary processes, improving trust account compliance, clearing backlogs, and raising ethical standards across the profession. There is no rule of law without ethical lawyers. The public must be able to trust that lawyers do not misuse client funds, lawyers do not mislead courts, and lawyers do not act as instruments of fraud and corruption.
The Port Moresby General Hospital is the largest and the premier Level 6 national referral, teaching and research hospital in Papua New Guinea. With its own share of challenges, it has to have updated facilities to accommodate the demand from the public and authorities.
Surely but steadily, Port Moresby General Hospital's management under Chief Executive Officer Dr. Paki Molumi and the board and staff have been building human resource skills and capacity building in recent years. Though cancer and cardiac services are being elevated, other vital infrastructure is yet to be brought up to par with world standards. For example, the current operating theaters. To boost the management of the hospital, an important directorate was developed recently, as announced by Dr. Molumi during the recent dedication of the 2026 year of service. That is the creation of the Monitoring, Evaluation, and Training Directorate, and the appointment of Regina Seki to lead.
This is one of the areas where we have been looking at this hospital in terms of policy, planning, monitoring. All those load has been on the CEO. Now with the establishment of this office, we will be able to offload some of those, like preparing the corporate plans, policy planning, monitoring of this hospital. And she has been doing that at Western Islands PHA. Western Islands PHA is the leading hospital now in terms of reporting and the planning getting to the department. So we will be happy to have some of your experience in this hospital for Port Moresby General Hospital. Thank you for joining Port Moresby General Hospital.
Seki's appointment as the director is showing positive development, starting with the development of an annual implementation plan and the first hospital management report for 2025.
As we pause to reflect on the year behind us and prepare for the year ahead, today's engagement brings together two important instruments of the Port Moresby General Hospital's leadership: the 2025 Annual Performance Report and the 2026 Annual Implementation Plan. Together, they represent more than reports or plans. They represent our collective promise to improve how we deliver health services to our people.
She said that 2025 annual report is a record of collective effort, resilience, and commitment across the organization. It tells the story that despite ongoing constraints, the hospital continues to deliver central services and strengthen the foundations of performance and accountability.
The challenges before us are significant, but they are not beyond our reach. We must continue to think beyond perceived limits and act with purpose. We have done it and we have heard the success stories. As we are reminded, don't tell us the sky is the limit when there are footprints on the moon.
The objective for 2025 has also been achieved, but Seki believes that focusing on performance trends, implementation challenges, and system bottlenecks, the report allows them to account for what was done and to learn from experience. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. After the break, Divine Word University starts registration and PNG Dataco backs Marinville Secondary.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
Long year 2024, 7th baby I born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby isusu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV ariap, or time bel mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Hands full? No problem. Use your voice to talk to TISA Bank.
Hey Siri, send 100 kina to mom.
Sending 100 kina.
Just say it and Siri does the rest. Super convenient, safe and secure. Always with you. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
Hey PNG Benji, guess what?
What?
You can save up to 34% on digital TV plans when you pay with Cell Money.
Nice, yeah.
And now, just visit a Cell Money agent or Digicel store to deposit money into your Cell Money wallet. Then dial *888# to buy your prepaid TV plan from your Cell Money wallet or use the Cell Money app and boom! Save up to 34%.
Yeah.
Now you can enjoy more entertainment for less, only with Cell Money, a product of Digicel.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea's Chief Secretary to the government, Ivan Pomaliu, has renewed his position for another 4 years after signing a new contract at the Government House recently. Several other senior officials also confirmed their appointments. Pomaliu stated that he and his fellow public servants need to fulfill the requirements of their contracts based on performance. They have agreed to make sure that they deliver on important outcomes required by the government. Pomaliu's reappointment was endorsed by the National Executive Council in August 2025, following the expiry of his first term at the end of 2024. The Divine Word University in Medang has commenced the academic year 2026 with registrations today. The John Paul Hall was filled with new and continuing students, all lined up in their respective departments for registration this week. Parents, guardians, and staff of Divine Word gathered to witness the resumption of the academic year.
The John Paul Hall was arranged in order for the registration of new and continuing students of the Divine Word University. Continuing students were processed and expected to get their timetables for their respective departments, whilst new students are processed and await orientation next week. Maria Mamando, a financial officer at the Mulbaya District Office, traveled in from Mount Hagen to Medang to register his son. Maria's son completed Year 12 at the Karavat National High School and was accepted to do his first year under the Health Extension Officer course. Getting to the registration was quite difficult with the collapse of the bridge and flooding of the bypass, which took 2 days for them to wait for the water level to drop before they could cross over. However, Mamando was happy that she was able to bring her son to DWU for registration today. She stated that all she wants is for her son to complete his education and be employed in a hospital just like his elder brother. Head of Department of Communication Hans Patrick Matbob welcomed his staff, returning students and the new intakes for registration, and is looking forward to the academic year.
Welcome to all the new students who are joining us in the CA department at Divine Word University. We welcome you warmly to come. You would need to register and go through all those processes before you can enroll and be part of our students.
It is anticipated that most students will arrive to register, with most first year to complete registration this week in order to go through orientation next week. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The government has signed off on a 10-year education plan worth more than 11 billion kina to rebuild classrooms, upgrade teacher training, and modernize curriculum nationwide.
Prime Minister James Marape says the goal is simple: no child left behind, ensuring every student progress from early childhood through grade 12 without being turned away because of space shortages. Central to the reform is the 166 education structure, now being trialed and set for nationwide rollout from 2027. Under the system, all grade 8 students will automatically move into grade 9. To tackle overcrowding, the government will build hundreds of new classrooms and teachers' houses, while also including double shift schooling as a temporary measure. The plan also ramps up recruitment for teachers, including new graduates in science, maths, agriculture, tourism, and TVET, who will be deployed to schools where they are most needed. With the reforms extending to 2035, the government says education will remain one of the country's highest funded priorities. Joanna Pile, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has announced cabinet approval of a comprehensive national education reform program backed by a long-term funding structure that will transform Papua New Guinea's education system from 2026 to 2035.
The government has endorsed a major investment framework valued at more than 11 billion kina to support education infrastructure, teacher development, curriculum reform, and system-wide quality improvements, aligned with the government's broader Connect PNG development agenda. The Prime Minister said the government has approved a historic and long-term funding structure for education because investing in education is investing in the future of Papua New Guinea. The reforms will run from 2026 through to 2035 before the nation turns 60 and are designed to restore integrity, rebuild quality, and ensure every child has access to education in safe, modern, well-resourced learning environments. Prime Minister Marape said the reforms represent a complete and holistic overhaul of the national education system, covering early childhood education, secondary education, curriculum review and delivery, infrastructure expansion. The government's vision is to ensure no child is left behind with education pathways that allow every student to progress continuously from early childhood through to grade 12. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
Marianville Secondary School in the National Capital District has entered a new era of digital excellence following a 400,000 kina investment in information and communications technology, infrastructure, and equipment. The milestone was made possible through PNG Dataco's Community Service Obligation initiatives, which provided both funding support and technical installation of the new systems.
The project provides a comprehensive technological overhaul designed to enhance teaching, learning, and digital access across the entire campus. The donation from PNG Dataco was made on Friday, January 30, and included desktop computers, laptops, wireless access points, and Lenovo Idea Hubs. These resources have been deployed across the junior and senior computer labs, staff offices for heads of departments, the Teachers Resource Room, and conference and TV rooms. PNG Dataco Chief Executive Officer Paul Comboy highlights the importance of their contribution to raising the standard of ICT in the school.
This school is not just an academic institution, it is a national treasure. Constantly ranking among the very best in PNG, you have proven that an all-girls school is a powerhouse of intellect, discipline, and excellence. But the world has changed. I think we all know that now. The tools for leadership, innovation have evolved. These laboratories are more than rooms with computers. They are gateways.
Marianville was established in 1966 by the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Sisters. It was founded as a Catholic girls' school with a mission to provide high-quality education and spiritual formation at a time when opportunities for young women were limited. The school is synonymous with academic excellence, frequently ranking as one of the top-performing institutions. Marinville Principal Sister Frida Saura thanked PNG Data Corps' contribution to the school.
Especially for students who are at this age, they are more than willing to learn. But we didn't have this kind of equipments with us. But with Data Corps giving us these things, it will be able to enhance students' learning. And the students are very excited. I'm sure they're looking forward to learn from what has been given. And in service from Data Corps personnel, they will be able to handle the equipments themselves instead of teachers having to be at the back pushing them to learn as well as how to handle the equipments. I'd like to thank Data Corps for their support and contribution to Marinville Secondary School, and we will be forever grateful for what they have given us.
Comboy said the digital hub represents a bridge between institutions dedicated to excellence and a personal commitment to give back to the educational institution that shapes the nation.
Employers are not just looking for graduates, they are desperately seeking candidates with IT and digital competency to drive efficiency, productivity across all sectors of the economy. These labs will also be the training ground for the vital soft skills that define true leaders: a disciplined mindset, confident communication, negotiation, collaborative networking, and the resilience to solve complex problems. Let these laboratories be where your academic excellence meets digital mastery, producing the next generation of PNG leaders, entrepreneurs, and nation builders.
PNG Data Corps community service obligation initiatives are critical to ensuring that the benefits of the national broadband network reach beyond commercial centers and into social sectors with a primary focus on education, health, and government administration. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
And now let's take a close look at the finance report. The Kina closed lower at $0.2337 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2262, $0.3223 Australian dollars, €0.1827 euro, and 34.87 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copper closed higher, gold, coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TV1 News. We'll have more local news. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's OneTalk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's OneTalk Wallet. PSP's OneTalk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Long year 2024, 7th baby i born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karing baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic, na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV ariap, o time bel mama i positive penis, early treatment ikan save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This latok sawe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Meet YumiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends.
Hello, son.
Anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, YumiPay makes every payment simple. YumiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Hands!
can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
Do you want the best? Digicel TV has it all. Enjoy the latest football, Premier League, La Liga, and FA Cup. Stay entertained with HSBC 7, Top 14 Rugby, and more. All in high definition, not to mention international and local news. Home entertainment with a whole lot of Filipino dramas and more. Subscribe to a 40-channel postpaid TV package for 105 kina and stay entertained. But wait, there's more. With this package, you can watch Digicel TV on your mobile phone for free. No data cost and no additional subscription. Call us now on toll-free number 1515 to set up your monthly postpaid TV subscription today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choices, more value.
On this day, one beat moves the world.
The energy of this stadium is picking up. You can feel the music gets louder.
The Seahawks bring the power. The Patriots find a new rhythm.
This game is awesome.
Super Bowl 50, Monday, February 9.
Thanks for staying with us. As 2026 begins, Gordon's Market in Port Moresby is once again blooming with color. Every Friday, Saturday and Sunday, mothers from the outskirts of the city, especially Sogeri, and mothers from the highlands, particularly Goroka, arrive with fresh-cut flowers. These vibrant stalls are more than a weekend tradition. They are the livelihood of women who travel long distances to keep the city in bloom and make ends meet.
As 2026 begins, Gordon's Market bursts into colors. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. The flower mothers, journeying from Goroka, Sogeri, and the outskirts of Port Moresby, arrive with fresh-cut blooms very early in the morning, carrying not just petals, but the weight of daily survival. The flowers brighten Gordon's Market, church, pulpits, ceremonies, and homes. Yet behind heavy bouquets lies a story of sustenance, resilience, and a hope for the year ahead. Before the sun rises, Gordon's Market is already awake, its aisles growing faintly as mothers arrive from the outskirts of Port Moresby and the highlands with fresh blooms in hand. In the chill of dawn, they set out flowers that carry more than beauty, they carry survival. Each weekend, these women move with quiet pride, their hands confident as they sort through bundles of bright, pressed stems, alibaias, way past dripping umbrellas, and wet concrete drawn by fragrance, color, and the promise of a perfect bouquet. Amid soft laughter, the rustle of petals, and the steady rhythm of trade, a deeper story unfolds, one of resilience. It starts ginger to everlasting blooms from Mount William. Gordon's Market is the hub for fresh flowers in the capital. Smallholder growers, mostly mothers, make the journey from rural gardens to the city, sustaining families through their sales. Many of these flowers also supply Port Moresby's florists, ensuring that weddings, church services, and office spaces bloom with color, dignity, and joy. At Gordon's Market, flowers are more than decorations. They are a lifeline for families and a gift of beauty for the city. Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
Espilaga will launch a nationwide campaign against domestic violence tomorrow at the State Function Room of the National Parliament. The campaign, Join the Generation of Change, introduces a bold no excuse for domestic violence icon aimed at raising awareness and challenging harmful behavior across Papua New Guinea. SP Brewery Managing Director Ed Wegemans says domestic and gender-based violence remains a critical issue affecting many Papua New Guinean families and communities. He says SB Brewery believes it has a responsibility to use its brand to speak out and support positive social change. The campaign will roll out in phases, featuring limited edition packaging, television and radio advertisements, billboards, print media, and social media activations. Turning overseas, while many families are preparing for the start of another school year, those experiencing homelessness face additional challenges when it comes to education, especially if a student is facing it all alone. Recent figures from the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare show a 17% increase in unaccompanied children and young people accessing homelessness services in Western Australia, leading to calls for more funding into the sector.
Young, homeless and alone.
I became homeless when I was 11 years old, so in my final year of primary school.
Without a responsible adult in her life, Caitlin tried to stay at school, but it became too much.
It was extremely difficult to keep up and manage the things I was supposed to manage while I was trying to handle the stress of not having a place to go back to after I left those school gates.
According to the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, on any given day last year, 830 unaccompanied children and young people were assisted by specialist homelessness services in WA. That figure up 17% from the year before. The End Child and Youth Homelessness Project, a coalition of service providers, frontline workers and young people, calling for an urgent investment of $150 million in the next state budget.
We acknowledge the state government's investment in housing and homelessness services, but this funding has been for adult services only, not for housing and supporting our state's children and young people.
Youth homelessness in particular will continue to be a focus for this government to address, because we don't accept young people not being able to get a home or to be facing homelessness.
No child or young person should have to feel like they have to be fearful about not being housed, or that they have to be ashamed about not having a safe place to go.
A sentiment all agree on, yet a reality too many children and young people still face.
A dust storm has swept over outback New South Wales, creating a wall of red earth. The meteorological phenomenon hit Broken Hill yesterday after a prolonged heat wave across parts of South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria, which has seen even more records tumble.
Swallows the township of Broken Hill and neighbouring communities.
The wind was picking up, and looked up and there was a pinky reddish tinge on the horizon, which always means a dust storm. So being a photographer, I thought, oh well, any opportunity.
The eerie weather event hit yesterday evening and continued east for more than 100 kilometres.
Anyway, I didn't get very far. I only got a couple of 100 metres up the road and it completely engulfed me. It rolled over the top of me and I had to pull off the road because I couldn't see a thing in front of me.
The dust storm was caused by strong winds, dry soil and low moisture in the atmosphere, leaving residents with a tedious clean-up ahead.
You can close doors and windows and things like that. The dust still manages to get in.
With parts of South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria sweltering through a heatwave over the past week, cooler weather has finally arrived in most parts.
Oh, that's just heaven. We've had temperatures sort of unofficially close to 50 degrees.
So too in outback South Australia, where the town of Maree, almost 700 kilometres north of Adelaide, marked 5 consecutive days above 48 degrees.
That's the first time that's ever happened in Australia's recorded history, so quite historic there.
As for the coming week,
finally seeing temperatures drop back about 10 to 15 degrees compared to the last few days.
Welcome relief for many.
Thousands of commuters have put Melbourne's new $15 billion metro tunnel through its first peak test this morning.
I've been travelling back and forth on the new metro tunnel as it opens for the first time for peak hour commuters. While the timetable changed yesterday, this is its first major test with a lot of people trying to get into work. And so far it's been pretty smooth sailing for these 5 stops between Anzac and Arden stations. But some commuters have said that they have found it a little bit difficult when there were slight delays because the train doors didn't exactly align with the outer platform doors, so only a few very minor delays. But this is what some of the commuters had to say to me about their journey earlier this morning. Do you think that you'll be using this much more frequently now?
Every day, almost every day. Yes.
Well, so far no delays?
No delays. So far so good. We'll have to wait and see.
It's the first time I'm travelling to, the first day. It's a great feeling.
I think that coming in and out of the hospitals into Parkville will be a big difference for shift workers and patients and everything, so very exciting.
We got to the top there, my mic had run out, so that's why I just missed the train now.
So that particular commuter had a self-induced delay rather than one caused by outside, although he did say that he certainly couldn't push the train doors open anymore because of those outer platform doors. So he will be checking his timetable a little bit better in the future. This is going to include an extra 1,200 services weekly. There's also going to be additional regional services for trains and bus connecting services as well. However, the Victorian Public Transport Users Association says the government still has quite a lot of work to do to get the entire network up to scratch. That's because it says on some lines there is actually no change whatsoever or very little change to the frequency of trains.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Living in a village? No problem. No power? No problem. No TV? No problem at all. Now you can watch your favorite sports and entertainment shows right from your phone or tablet. That's right, it's mobile and convenient. So what are you waiting for? Download your Digicel TV app today. Watch TV, any place, anywhere, anytime.
And the hammer stands them up, and Queensland, New South Wales lead the game. Oh, that's enormous margin.
Digicel TV app, PNG's #1 mobile TV app. Dial *675# or visit my Digicel app to buy your TV plan today.
Missing the headlines that matter the most? Only one better way to stay up to date. TVWAN Online. One click on tvwan.com.pg. Access PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest in sports and entertainment. Visit tvwan.com.pg wherever you are in PNG and bookmark it to your home screen. TVWAN Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
ESPN. Yes! The NBA and NBA All-Star are taking the world by storm.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
The UEFA Women's Champions League continues.
Fantastic goal.
The NHL action has the crowd rumbling. The NBL is in high gear.
Mackay down the middle.
And the WNBL season is in full swing.
Cheers, just on fire.
This is February on ESPN.
It's not just a sport, it's a way of life.
Really good with ball in hand and will score under the post.
Charging down the field, some by Maka. How about that for defending? McCarthy Black takes them all on the outside and he's gotten away initially.
And now Faith Nathan slices between the New Zealand defenders.
Oh, and they're almost the way they are, Fiji. They're going to get the opener in the second half. One line break is enough. They live and breathe this game.
T20 World Cup after 17 years. This is what you play for. This is what creates memories of some of the greatest players in the game.
Welcome back. PNG Hekari FC remain in search of their first victory in the 2026 OFC Professional League after a tough outing in round 2 matches being played at the Santos National Football Stadium on the weekend. Hekari's latest challenge came against Auckland FC, the only team in the competition to maintain a perfect record so far. Hekari lost to Auckland FC 2-0.
In a hard-fought encounter on Saturday, January 31st, Hekari held firm for much of the match, but were undone by 2 late goals in stoppage time, falling 2-0 to the visitors. The loss means Hekari remain without a point in the tournament after matches in both Auckland and in Port Moresby, as the club continues to adjust to the rigors of the region's first fully professional league. Despite the disappointing result, Hekari showed resilience and defensive discipline for long periods, keeping the game scoreless until the final minutes. Goalkeeper Dave Tomare produced several key saves, while veteran forward Raymond Gunemba led the attack with energy and pressure. The round 2 schedule gives Hekari another chance to bounce back in the upcoming fixture against Vanuatu United FC, lined up in Port Moresby. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
PNG Hekari Football Club has announced the resignation of head coach Marcos Guzmão, citing personal reasons behind his decision to step away from the club. This now leaves the PNG Football Club in the professional league without a head coach.
The PNG Hekari Football Club said Guzmão confirmed his resignation during a management meeting. The club said Guzmão intends to dedicate more time to his wife and family and indicated that this decision marked his involvement in football. They thanked Guzmão for his contribution during his tenure with PNG Hekari Football Club. Among his key achievements was the development of a comprehensive 4-year technical plan designed to guide the club's long-term vision, particularly in the nurturing and development of young players. PNG Hekari FC management and board members expressed their full respect and support for Guzmão's choice, acknowledging the importance of prioritizing family life. Guzmão departs the club with no win against his name at the professional league, with Hekari sitting last on the points ladder. Following his departure, assistant coach Jerry Allen has been appointed to take charge of the team for the remainder of the Pro League season. Allen holds an OFC Senior B license and is currently in the process of applying for the A license. He will oversee team operations and match preparations until the club appoints a new head coach. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
In the second round of the Oceania Football Competition Professional Football League in Port Moresby over the weekend, PNG Hekari United suffered a late defeat in extra minutes to the competition leader, Auckland FC, 2-0. In the other match, Vanuatu FC and Tahiti FC drew at full-time at the National Football Stadium on Saturday. Bula FC of Fiji claimed their first win over the Solomon Kings in the competition on Sunday to boost their ranking to 3rd place.
Well, Tahiti United on the counter at the moment.
Vanuatu United FC and Tahiti United opened up round 2 of the OFC Pro League in Papua New Guinea with a highly entertaining draw at Santos National Football Stadium. Both sides were searching for their first victory following round 1 in Auckland, where they had impressed but struggled to pick up points. The draw 2-2 at full-time keep Vanuatu at 7th place, while Tahiti United is at 6th place. For the Hekari and Auckland fixture, it was a meeting of top versus bottom in the league standings, with Auckland FC having won all 3 of their matches in round 1, whilst PNG Hekari were yet to pick up a point. The host team PNG Hekari held off the competition leaders scoreless in the full 90 minutes in front of their home crowds with anticipation to register their win. However, Auckland FC scored twice in stoppage time to break PNG Hekari FC's heart and maintain their 100% record in the OFC Pro League. In the last match of the weekend, Bulai FC claimed a precious victory, 1-0 over 10-man Solomon Kings as they made a winning start to round 2 of the OFC Pro League in Port Moresby. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
The Lay Cricket Association's 2025-2026 T20 season came to an exciting close yesterday. Raukele CC and Friends CC were crowned A-grade and B-grade champions following a competitive showdown. The A-grade grand final delivered a competitive match with Raukele CC holding their nerve to defeat Rest of the World CC by 3 wickets in a closely fought match. Rest of the World CC set a challenging total of 159 for 8, applying early pressure on Raukele during the run chase. However, Raukele responded successfully by reaching the target with 3 wickets in hand to secure the championship title. In the B-grade grand final, Friends CC produced a dominant all-round performance to claim the championship with a convincing 42-run victory over Rest of the World, World 2. The Lay Cricket Association congratulates Raukele CC and Friends CC on their championship victories. The 22-year-old Carlos Alcaraz has etched his name into Australian Open history, defeating veteran Novak Djokovic in a blockbuster men's singles final to claim the 2026 Australian Open title at Melbourne Park last night.
The young Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz produced a fearless and athletic display to overcome the seasoned Serbian champion and in Novak Djokovic's quest for another title in Melbourne. Playing with trademark intensity, Alcaraz combined explosive baseline power and remarkable court coverage to unsettle Djokovic, who has long been regarded as the most dominant player in the Australian Open. Despite moments of resilience earlier in the final from the 24-time Grand Slam champion, Alcaraz maintained his composure to take home a convincing win. Djokovic won the first set 6-2, but Alcaraz owned the event with a dominant display 6-2, 6-3 and 7-5. Djokovic, known for his ability to turn matches around, pushed hard and drew on his vast experience, but was ultimately unable to blunt the pace and variety of Alcaraz's attacking game. The Spaniard's ability to transition seamlessly from defensive to offensive, provide decisive, draw repeated errors and limiting Djokovic's opportunity to dictate play. For Alcaraz, the victory represents another major milestone in an already glittering career, having previously claimed the Grand Slam success on other surfaces. Lifting the trophy in Melbourne completes a statement of his all-court credentials and reinforces his status as one of the sport's leading figures. Alcaraz celebrated his win in front of a packed road-level arena. This win marked his first in Australia and 7th Grand Slam titles at the age of just 22. He previously won US Open 2022 and 2025, Wimbledon 2023 and 2024, and French Open 2024 and 2025. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have for sports. Now for the weather report. Southern region, Port Moresby, mostly fine, becoming cloudy at night with chances of few showers. Alotau, some showers and thunderstorms in the area. Momase, Lay, partly cloudy with possible few showers in the evening. Wewak, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy tonight with possible showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with chances of rain showers. Kimbe, cloudy period with rain showers and possible thunderstorms in the area. And Highlands region, Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, partly cloudy periods with chances of few rain showers. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy periods, mostly fine. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, Seas slight to moderate to rough at times with west to southwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots over the eastern sector. Solomon Sea. Seas smooth, rough at southeast sector with northwest to west winds of 5 to 15 knots, reaching 20 to 35 knots over the southeast sector. Bismarck Sea. Seas slight to moderate with northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots at times. Pacific Ocean. Seas slight with northwest to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point, Samarai Island. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 to 2.5 meters at times along warning areas. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and All-Millen Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters at times. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Good night.